Welcome to Ultimate Survival Gear. Today, as you guys can see, I have something from Salomon. Love this brand. Let's open up the box and see what we got. These are the brand new Salomon X Raise 2. Yes, the brand new model of their very popular X Raise. And check this out. GORE-TEX waterproofing, excellent comfort level, overall fairly lightweight. I'm not a huge fan of the lacing system, but we will talk about all the details later in the review. Let's get into it. As some of you already know, this is not just any regular kind of review. This review is specifically for my Ultimate Survival boots section. Although I have to say these are kind of borderline between the boots and the shoes, the mid-sized boot and kind of a hiking shoe, raised high sitting high shaft hiking shoe. Check this out. Now, if this wasn't just your regular hiking shoe, but something bad happened and you were wearing these shoes, or maybe you had them in the house and you put them on and now you had to survive. You had to walk for miles, you had to run, you had to climb something, fight somebody in order to survive, in order to get to the safety. Would this be good? Well, how do we make the judgment? We make the judgment based on 8 different criteria. Let's begin with the criteria number 1, of course, comfort level. And in order to test the comfort level of all the boots and shoes that I review on this channel, I do a 3-mile run, no stop, and then a 5-mile walk, again, no stops, no pauses in between, and then I continue wearing the shoes for the rest of the day, so the total wear time is 8 hours. And like I said in the beginning, I love the comfort level of these shoes. There are, of course, a few factors that contribute to the comfort level. Let's start with the first one, the weight. And I have my scale hanging around here. And this is, by the way, size 10. And the size 10, as you can see, 14.3, which is pretty good. It's pretty good. Let me give you some numbers for the reference. Okay, so if you are looking at some shoes, right? Low hiking shoes, trail running shoes, you want to find something under 15 ounce. If you're looking at some boots, mid-sized boots, you want to find something under 20 ounce. If you're looking at the full-size boots, you want to try to stick to under 25 ounce. The over that kind of golden number you go, the heavier it gets, and obviously the heavier, the less comfort, more fatigue from the weight. You get the point, right? So as you can see, even though this is, you could easily classify it as a mid-size boot or maybe a high-rise hiking shoe, still it's under 15 ounce. So very, very good job Salomon did there. Excellent weight. There are a few other things that contribute to the comfort level. Another one would be the flexibility of the outsole, and as you can see, it's very nice, very flexible. It creases in the right spots, although I have to say this fabric, even though it gives you a very good amount of protection, which is great, we'll talk about the protection in the later criterions, but here, because it is a little bit on the tougher side, it does create a little bit of the pressure point on top of your foot, so keep that in mind. Over time, it will break in, it will get softer where it presses on your foot, but just something for you to keep in mind. Don't be surprised with these pressure points. Okay, let's move on to the inner sole now. I'm gonna take it out so that you can see exactly what it represents. Check this out. Not much going on in the inner sole. It's not much of the arch support. It's very flimsy, no heel bed. Overall, there's not much cushioning. It's very spongy, decent amount of cushioning, but if you prefer more cushioning, if you like softer inner soles, this is not going to be it. This is more on the stiffer side. Keep that in mind. Once you remove the inner sole, there's nothing here. It goes straight into the midsole. So keep it in mind. If cushioning is important for you, you might not appreciate this boot. Now, speaking of the padding, we got padding going throughout the whole shaft, which is very nice. You got the padding in the tongue, and then throughout the boot, you don't really have much padding in the body of the foot. And at the very front, you have a very hard toe cap, which gives you good amount of protection. But from the inside, if you get them in the wrong size, in the too small size, your toe is going to be crashing into the front of the toe box. You don't want that. It's not going to feel good. So overall, on the comfort level, they're pretty good. I like them. I do prefer a little bit more cushioning in the inner sole, and I do prefer to have a heel bed and better arch support just for a better, tighter kind of fit. Overall, the fit is a little bit more spacious, so if you are like me and prefer a tighter fit, you might not appreciate this boot very much. But if you do like a little bit of a roomier boot, a little bit of a room to breathe, this is you're gonna like this quite a lot. Okay, let's move on to the criteria number 2, proofing and protection. Now, proofing wise, yes, these are waterproof. We got fancy GORE-TEX waterproofing technology. If you're not familiar with GORE-TEX, it's pretty much industry standard whenever it comes to the waterproofing. If you were to talk to any kind of outdoor enthusiast, hiker, camper, climber, whoever the hell, whatever they do outdoors, right? And if you ask them, okay, waterproofing, they'll say GTX, because this is pretty much the way to go. It's breathable, it's lightweight, it's very expensive. That's the only downside of the GORE-TEX. It's pretty expensive whenever it comes. If you have something from GORE-TEX in the boot, yeah, expect it to be on the pricier side. We'll talk about the price later. Let's speak about the protection. Although, you know what, before we move on to the protection, I wanted to point out something very important about the waterproofing. Check this out. We have the gusseted tongue pretty much all the way to the top, and you have about 4.5 inches of clearance, which is excellent because the lowest part of the shaft is almost 4.5 inches. So Salomon utilized the full length of the shaft for the waterproofing, which is great. A lot of times I see the shaft being 6 inches and then waterproofing because of the gusseting on the tank is only like 4.5 inches or 4 inches, and it's stupid because you kind of wasted 2 inches there of the waterproofing clearance. Not the case here. Great job, Salomon. Okay, let's talk about the protection. As you can see, there's a very nice rubber toe cap at the very front. It definitely does add some protection. You will notice it, especially on the rocky road. You do have a very front kind of the midsole going and creating this kind of a bumper. So again, great on the rocky road. You have amazing outsole. We will talk about the outsole later, but you have very decent amount of protection from the outsole. Obviously, you have some ankle protection because this is mid-size, and you have some heel protection, kind of reinforced, but not much. Keep that in mind. Not much protection in the heel. It's still kind of very soft here. You do have some reinforcement, but not much. Okay, let's talk about the criteria number 3, quality and the design features. Quality-wise, if you're not familiar with Salomon brand, honestly, one of the best brands that I found whenever it comes to hiking, trail running shoes. Fantastic. They know comfort, they know the outsole, they know the features that you are looking for. They do great job most of the times. Now, whenever it comes to Amazon, there are not many reviews just yet. The link for Amazon is in the description below. Just because they are literally brand new, they just recently came out. The X Raise to the X Raise I have reviewed on this channel. If you want to check out that review, check it out. If I don't forget, I'll put the link in the description below. And so X Raise 2 is brand new on the market, haven't been out for too long, so not a lot of reviews on Amazon. But overall, Salomon, you can trust that brand whenever it comes to your outdoor stuff. Now, the design features, usually I talk about the lacing system. Here, lacing system is designed specifically to save on the weight. As you can see, very, so thin. Barely visible thin flat strings. Honestly, I'm not a fan of flat strings. I do not like them especially this thin. I do not like them at all. Absolutely do not. I can't say hate, but I do not like them. I can't say hate because there is a reason why Salomon implemented these. It's because saving weight. That's how you save weight. The thinner, the flatter the strings, the less of the weight obviously they take. Here, Salomon did a great job with that. Now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pairs of kind of a closed implement into the fabric hooks. One is kind of sticking out with the fabric, kind of creating that wraparound feeling, as you can see, going through the whole body of the boot, which is fine, and I'm not too impressed with this, but it's fine. And then you have one pair of open hooks for your hiking situations. Again, I'm not impressed with these because these are not, they don't have the locking technology, kind of like in some of the Salomon boots where you stick in the string and it kind of locks in place. Not the case here. I'm not a fan of it, but there is a reason why it is that way. It is in order to save weight, and Salomon definitely nailed it whenever it comes to saving weight. Okay, let's move on to the criteria number 4. It's the outsole traction and stability. Now, this outsole right here is unbelievably good. I love it. Now, Salomon, they really do know their outsoles. They know how to make a good outsole whenever it comes to their hiking shoes, hiking boots, trail running shoes, and here is no exception. This is their contact grip, and as you can see, it has a great balance between flatness and aggression. Now, in order to test the outsole, I do my runs and my walks on a variety of different surfaces, on the asphalt, sand, grass, rocky road, just regular trail surface, and then concrete and marble and tile. So I had ability to test this pretty much on everything, and it performs excellent on everything. This is one of the best, definitely in my top 3 best outsoles. Now, this particular outsole is not only used on this specific boot, it is used on a lot of different Salomon boots. So to get this outsole, you don't have to buy this specific boot. So to check it out, I mean, you might find something that fits you better. You might find something that is more applicable to what you're looking for. But if you're finding something with this outsole, know that this is great. This is just fantastic outsole. So let's move on to the criteria number 5 really quickly, temperature. Now, this is not a winter boot, although it does have waterproofing technology and a decent amount of clearance for waterproofing. So you can get away in some colder temperatures if you implement some insulated socks, but obviously I would not recommend them for winter because there is no insulation per se. This is not a winter boot. It will handle decent on snow and ice, really as much as any regular boot that is not an ice boot. So keep that in mind. But in the hot temperatures, very nice, very breathable. Again, thanks to GORE-TEX because it's a very breathable waterproofing technology. Let's move on to the criteria number 6 really quickly. Sizing. Yes, these are true to the size. Get yourself half a size bigger than your normal shoe size just so that you have a little bit of extra space in the toe box. You don't want your toe touching that front of the toe box from the inside because it's not going to feel good, because this cap right here, it creates a pretty hard feel. So you don't want to get that fatigue from your toe touching into the front of the toe box. Okay, criteria number 7, balance of application. So if this really was your ultimate survival boot, would this be good for your survival? Well, whenever it comes to hiking situations, if you are getting this just for as a hiking boot, just for hiking, excellent choice. Like I said, as long as you don't mind a little bit of a stiffer feel in the inner sole, and you don't mind a little bit of braking period with this right here, and you also don't mind the lacing system that I'm not a huge fan of, and you like a little bit of more spacious feel, you're gonna like this boot quite a lot. Great quality, great build, excellent outsole, excellent waterproofing technology, very decent, sufficient amount of protection, and unbelievably lightweight. I mean, you can hike in these for days, you know, and you're not gonna get tired from the weight on your feet. You're gonna get tired, obviously, from walking, putting in the effort, your muscles hurting, but not from the weight on your feet, because this is fantastic weight, very good. So for the survival situations, if you are looking for something that you're gonna hike for long periods of time, walking till you get to the safety, occasionally running, being lightweight, and still not compromising too much on the protection, this is a great choice, especially if you're looking for something going through different terrains. Fantastic choice. And the very last criterion here is criteria number 8, the price. Now, the price is a little bit on the pricier side. Yeah, price is on the pricier side. $150 currently on Amazon. Yes, it's definitely pricey, but keep in mind, this is a brand new model. It just came out on the market, so the price is going to be pretty much MSRP. It's going to be full price, no discounts, no nothing like that, because it's a brand new model. But keep in mind, usually after like few months, about 3 to 6 months, usually you see prices to go down. I would say in around, if you can get these around $120, it's a pretty good deal, because you have the GORE-TEX waterproofing technology, and GORE-TEX is pretty expensive on its own, and then such a lightweight with such an amazing outsole, a really good deal at $120. $150, it's on the pricier side, and there is some decent amount of competition from the same guys from Salomon. From Salomon, and then there's also La Sportiva, there's Jack Wolfskin, there's Keen, there's Merrell, there's plenty of stuff out there. So I have plenty of these reviews on this channel, so check it out. Maybe you'll find something even better than these, who knows. Thank you very much guys for watching. Let me know what you think about this review. Let me know what you think about these boots. If you have any requests for reviews, drop them in the comments below and I will be happy to address them. This was Ultimate Survival Gear and I'll see you guys in the next video.